Hello, everyone, and welcome to this Veterans Day edition of On a Positive Note. I'm your host, Alan Lyle, and I am delighted to introduce a very special guest this week, just in time for Veterans Day. We're talking with actor, writer, producer Sarah Megan Thomas. And we're also talking about her latest movie, A Call to Spy. It's an historical drama about the female spies Winston Churchill recruited for his secret army. Didn't know anything about them? Neither did I. But thanks to Sarah, who also wrote the screenplay, she's telling their story now.
It certainly was not your first venture into screenplays. So what was it that inspired you to write this particular story?
Well, as you mentioned, and I've heard this from so many people, the story in A Call to Spy is essentially the hidden figures of the spy world, and people are surprised they don't know the history. Right. And when I uncovered the story of Churchill's secret army and the women in it and learned that there was no film about these women, that really was the aha moment that this is a story that has to be told. I love 1917, I love Dunkirk, but in general, stories about heroism and war, when a woman is involved, especially in World War I or World War II, tends to be more often than not a romance, or they're nurses, but very rarely do we see women behind enemy lines in the way that I thought we should with A Call to Spy.
Not want to give anything away, not going to, but I have to ask this. The Monopoly game, was that creative license or did that happen?
I love that question, and no one's asked me that. It's some of both. So basically, the character I play, Virginia Hall, who incidentally was the first woman to work for the CIA after the war, when she was a spy in France, she's legendary for this epic prison break. And frankly, it could be the subject of a whole interesting movie. It's just, I didn't have the budget for that one this time. But joking aside, so I was looking at ways to have a prison break in this film because she did do that, and I felt that that's part of her life story. So I was researching various ways that SOE spies rescued prisoners, and one of the ways they historically did it is through Monopoly games, because with the Geneva Convention, which is in the film, you were allowed to bring prisoners games, and so they would smuggle in games with tools for spies to break out. And I thought, that is such a cool fact, let's get that in there.
Yeah. Okay. First of all, I got to tell you this. It was such an amazing performance. I mean, I've seen critiques on it saying enthralled, engrossed. From the beginning to the end, I was so drawn in. And looking at you now and talking to you, I'm thinking, okay, do I call you Sarah? Do I call you Virginia? Do I call you Bridget? What was it? Wilhelmina? Was it Wilhelmina?
Philomene.
Oh. The performance was so good. I mean, when you research characters like this, does it change you, Sarah, as a person?
Definitely. I think you always hold on to a little bit of the character, because as an actress, you also have to bring yourself to the role, right? Like, there's many actresses who could play Virginia Hall and they'd all be fantastic, but there's a piece of them that they bring to it to make it special. And with Virginia Hall here, I think what I will always hold on to is her courage in the face of adversity and her ability to not take the word no for an answer. This is a woman who wanted to be a diplomat, right. Was rejected because she was a woman and she had a disability, so found another way to fight for what she believed for as a spy for the British, and then as a woman working in the CIA. And, doors were shut in her face all the time, and I think that's life, right? But on the positive side, sorry, I had to do that. She found a way to make change, and I hope that I can, work to be that inspiring.
All right. So, as an actor, with COVID-19, has it hindered you, or has it given you an opportunity to pursue another project?
I think the pandemic has hindered all actors because, frankly, production of indie film is largely shut down. For me, not so much because I've been busy promoting this film. It was just released in the UK. It's going to be in India, Australia. But, moving forward, There's protocols with COVID and they're very expensive, and indie films struggle to make that work. But, there's always something to do, and I'm looking into research for my next project. So,
A Call to Spy. Here's what's amazing. 95% audience approval rate on this film. It's been in the top 20 watch at home since it debuted. We've got select theaters it's out right now. Where else can we see? Amazon Prime, Vudu.
Yeah, so if you go to acalltospymovie.com, it's pretty much everywhere. So it's in theaters, but then because some people are more comfortable at home, it's Amazon, Comcast, Verizon, iTunes. You can find it.
And I highly recommend it. I watched the entire movie last night and was just, as I said, just so taken in. Sarah, I just cannot thank you enough. What a wonderful performance that was. And, regardless of what the industry does, I know that was SAG, and they're fantastic. I've done a SAG myself, but can I just go ahead and say I nominate you for an Oscar?
Oh, sure, you can, but that's not going to happen. But thank you, because you just made my day.
Sarah, thanks so much for being with us, okay?
Okay, take care. Have a good day.
Now.
Bye.
Thank you for joining us for our Veterans Day edition of On a Positive Note. I've got 2 challenges for you. Number 1, find a veteran and say thank you. And number 2, you won't regret this one, watch A Call to Spy. It will draw you in, I promise you. Plus, you'll have a brand new appreciation for some unsung heroes. Thank you again to our guest, Sarah Megan Thomas. I'm Alan Lyle, and I will positively see you next time.